Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Are you ready to get your STEM on today? So it's Ms.Louisa, and today I will be showing you how you can make some Play-Doh. So first what you will need is some flour, salt, vegetable oil, I need liquid oil, but cheap is fine, some cream of tartar, food coloring of the colors of your choice, and some boiling water. This would be something either to get some help with an older sibling or a parent. You can either boil it on the stove or do what I did and using a microwave safe container, microwave it for 3 minutes, and you won't want to touch that because it is kind of hot. And of course you'll want some bowls, a whisk, and optional you could add a little bit of vanilla or peppermint or any other little bits of scents that you have around the house. Anyway, so the first thing you do is you can add 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt. So the flour is double the amount of salt. You remember that. And 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. So what the cream of tartar does, it's what allows, allows this Play-Doh to last. If you keep it in a container with a closed lid or a Ziploc bag, it will last up to 2 or 3 months. But you have to take care of it or it will dry out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix those dry ingredients until they are spread out. So next you have 1 cup of boiling water. You're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil to the water. You can see how it will form beadlets on the top of the surface. Oil and water are two materials that will not mix. So I am going to, now if you just want to have 1 color, should have said this right away, now is the time that you would add the color. I am going to make 2 colors today, so I am going to add the colors after I have mixed. So if you want 1 color, add your food coloring to the water. If you want 2 or more colors, mix it in after you have mixed the water and the dry. So I'm going to pour it in. You can pour it slow. I will just pour it all in at once. Doesn't really seem to make a difference. So mixing it up. And I think we made a mistake. We need 2 cups of flour. Something looked off. So 2 cups of flour, half a cup of salt, 2 tablespoons cream of tartar. this isn't a recipe, that you can eat a tablespoon of oil. What oil does is helps counter the salt that kind of dries out your skin a little bit, and the oil helps your skin not get so dried out. So once it has been mixed together and it's kind of dough-like, you're gonna test it, make sure that it's not too hot. If the dough is if it's too hot, if you think, oh, it's too warm, I don't want to do that, let it sit, come back 5 minutes, test it again. Especially if you boil it, you'll probably want to wait a little longer. It usually doesn't get quite as hot when you've microwaved it. So it's starting to look a little bit like bread dough or salt dough if you've made that. So gonna dump all out on to your flat surface. Definitely want to make sure to clean this up when you're done. Not just the surface, but all your utensils, the bowls. So I'm going to knead a little bit. So, and right now, because I'm adding 2 colors, this is the point where I am going to add my colors. So I'm going to do a little bit more of one color. So I have this bigger one, and I'm going to use some of my neon green. I'm going to start with 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to knead until the color is incorporated. Start out with a few drops, and you can always add more. It's a lot harder to make a color lighter than it is to make a color darker. This is also the time where, if you want, you can add a little bit of something for a smell. So I'm going to add just a little bit of vanilla. Not too much. And just a little bit of lavender. Lavender is great. You can either, because you can get lavender flowers, lavender oil. It's really great because the smell is really soothing and calming. So if you're having a really stressful day, having a little bit of lavender in your Play-Doh can really help. Also, that not everyone has that, and that's okay. Peppermint, you can get like peppermint. There's peppermint extract. It's usually in your kitchen. A little bit of that is good too. And peppermint's really good if you're just really feeling sluggish and you really want to have a little bit of energy. Peppermint is great for that. And if you have lemon or orange extract or essential oils, if you do that, so it's not necessary. Those are really good, like fresh smells. So they'll be good to also for uplifting your moods. So I'm adding 5 more drops of green. Because mine is a neon green, it is going to be lighter. So you'll want to use more of that to get a darker color than if it was just the regular green, in which you would not need nearly as much color. One time I was making purple Play-Doh, and I was doing it when it was kind of dark. So it was going to be a light purple. I didn't, because of the lighting, I ended up putting a lot of purple. And so it was so dark when I saw it the next morning. So if you can tell, it's a nice lime green. I might look back at that later and add some more color. I might not. Well, I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to get my small amount. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of lavender, and I am going to add my pink. This is also a neon pink, so it'll be lighter, and I want this really dark. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, it's smaller than the green, so I shouldn't need as much. Hey, that color is coming out really good so far. So I will knead this, and the more you knead it, the more distributed the color gets. So right now it looks really swirled, and you have the white, and that's fun. So the more you play with it, the more you use it, the more distributed the color is. So I have a nice pink. You can also add things like glitter at this point, which can be a really fun addition. Though you'll definitely have to make sure to clean up after you use that Play-Doh if you have glitter. So just make sure again that you clean up your area when you are done, and that you keep your Play-Doh in a cool space in a container with a lid or a zip. Anyways, that's it for this time. I'll see you next time.